Hey there, Stojijik here. In today's video we're going to break down the algorithm of the EyeGuy and the way it functions. And before the video starts, I would like to say that I use the unofficial content warning wiki fandom page for the information for this video, and I thank them for the opportunity to use it. And without further ado, let's get started. The EyeGuy can be seen alone as well as in a horde. It has three giant eyes with eyelashes surrounding them, chicken legs, arms with sharp ends, and its appearance is similar to that of a fly. The three giant eyes describe its abilities and general behavior quite well. Let's look closer at its behavior pattern. So, how does the EyeGuy behave? The most important thing about this entity is that it's afraid of light sources like flashlight or camera, and they get triggered only in close range, if we're not talking about the long-range flashlight. But the EyeGuy doesn't attack a player once it spots you. More than that, they don't attack you on default. They won't even move from where they're standing if you are looking at them. But once you looked away, they'll just go in the other direction from where you're standing, as shown in this clip. Like it's avoiding you. It's sort of like they avoid any spotlight. You can walk straight at them and stand head to head like two UFC fighters, so long as you don't point a flashlight or camera at them. If it happens that you dropped a turned on flashlight or camera near to them, they will just walk away from it. It can be used to your benefit if you don't want it near you, though you might want to train to throw your flashlight more accurately if you want to send it in a certain direction. Sort of a precautionary measure, so that it doesn't catch you off guard and attack you. Talking about attacks, the EyeGuy attacks aren't that critical, but every hit gets 1/3 of your health, so it's safe to say that the attacks are significant, and of course it ragdolls you, so it's quite difficult to run away if it hits you even once. Stating the obvious, 3 hits will be enough to kill you, but don't be upset. Let's talk about chances of running away. The EyeGuy is quite fast, but you are faster if you run. First, I set the stamina to infinite to check how much time it takes to run from the EyeGuy. As you can see in the clip, it took me no less than 20 seconds to run away when the trajectory is a straight line. You can hear that the EyeGuy makes noises while running towards you. That means, once they stop, the EyeGuy stops chasing you. Let's find out if it is possible to do with the stamina you have in the game. Now, when we talk about the best case scenario where you triggered it at the furthest distance possible and your stamina is at its highest, there's a big chance you run away. Although one stamina bar won't be enough and you will need to walk for a bit and then run again. Make sure you run at the straightest possible trajectory because you need to get from it as far as you can. The time here doesn't matter. Even if you triggered it when you were closer, as in this clip, you can run away. It will just take more time and maybe some of your nerves. Sometimes you aren't so lucky and the guy might hit you once. In this case, it is still possible to run away, just don't let it hit you the second time, because you will become one shot and it will be harder to run away, obviously. And I repeat one more time, don't be a girl from horror movies who keeps looking back instead of running for her life. As I said before, the distance is what's important. You can run for 1, 2, or 3 minutes. If you aren't at a specific distance from the EyeGuy, you won't be able to run away. Sadly, I don't know the distance because it is quite challenging measuring it when recording alone. But because you are the one who will be running away, you won't need this information, don't you? So let's just stick with the time. You know, maybe you should just not trigger the EyeGuy. So, to not trigger the EyeGuy, you will need to know the conditions under which you are in the safe zone, meaning you have different types of light sources which trigger the EyeGuy. And of course they make this entity enter an attack state at a different range, so let's find this out. Well, long story short, throughout making of this video, I came up with different methods of measuring the distance in which the EyeGuy gets triggered. And I stopped at this one. Let me describe it for you. You grab your desired source of light, approach the EyeGuy until you touch each other, then you go slowly backwards while counting steps. You should make a starting point at which you are certain that the EyeGuy won't be triggered, because you need to start somewhere. With the old flashlight, I made it 10 steps. After you are at the distance of 10 steps, you are going to first point the camera at the EyeGuy and look at the relation between the EyeGuy and the square on your camera. After you've done this, you can turn on your source of light. If the EyeGuy gets triggered, congratulations, you now know that the EyeGuy can be triggered at the distance of 10 steps. Of course, the maximum range could be more than 10 steps, so you repeat previous steps, but instead you count 15, for example. And you do that until the EyeGuy doesn't get triggered. Simple logic. Same thing when the EyeGuy doesn't get triggered at the distance of 10 steps. In this case, you repeat the previous steps, but make the range not 10, but for example 5 or 7 steps, or whatever smaller number you want to go with. And here are other two things important to note. Sometimes sounds of steps start to play as soon as you press the go backwards button, and it makes the distance a little bit inconsistent. That's why I will count steps only when the sound of a step plays after a couple of milliseconds. With that being said, let's measure the distance. First of all, we need to determine what the light sources even are. We have flashlights, we have a camera, and we have a flare. We only have one type of camera and one type of flare, so let's focus on flashlights. Flashlights divide into three: old flashlight, modern flashlights, and long-range flashlights. Except for the old flashlight, the two remaining divide further into a simple version and pro version. So modern flashlight and modern flashlight pro, long flashlight and long flashlight pro. Now the old flashlight. The EyeGuy gets triggered at a distance of 5 steps if you point an old flashlight at him. When it comes to the comparison between the EyeGuy's size and that of a square on your camera, let's call it a camera method, EyeGuy is more than 2 times taller than the size of the square, leaving feet out of bounds. Okay, now long flashlights. Let's start with the normal version. The EyeGuy gets triggered at the distance of 12 steps. According to the camera method, the height of an EyeGuy equals the height of the square. The pro version shines brighter and farther. The EyeGuy gets triggered at a distance of 19 steps, and his leg almost at the same line as this angle of a square. The modern flashlight is something in between the old flashlight and the long-range flashlight. It triggers the EyeGuy in a range of around 11 steps. At this distance, the EyeGuy fits almost perfectly in the square. Almost the same case as the long flashlight. But what's interesting, the modern flashlight Pro has the same triggering distance as the modern flashlight, making it 11 steps. Considering the fact that it is significantly brighter than the simple version, I will say it is a legal cheat code, and you should definitely prefer the Pro version if you can afford. As you may know, there are also white flashlights in the game, which aren't available at the market, but you can find them sometimes somewhere on the map. Since they are sources of light, you might find the information about them helpful as well. Let's begin with white flashlight 2. I found that it triggers the entity in the range of 6 steps or closer, and when you look at the camera, the square ends at the place where the torso ends. A white flashlight 3 triggers the EyeGuy at a distance of 8 steps or closer, and when it comes to the camera method, the square ends at the level of a knee joint. Let's look at the cases when the light sources share the same range in which they trigger the EyeGuy. These are flare, fake old flashlight, and camera. They share the same range as an old flashlight, which is 5 steps. Stating the obvious, the camera measurements are the same too. Now, when we speak flare, we understand that it is not the same type of light sources as the other ones, because you may know that one can turn it off or switch between items while holding a flare. So be careful when dealing with the EyeGuy and holding a flare in one hand, because it can end up pretty bad. And by pretty bad, I mean the thing is that the flashlight points at the exact location where you are looking towards, but the flare is lighting the area around you, so it can light even the places where you can see it, for example behind your back. And if you pick up the flare that is already turned on and you are near the EyeGuy, it's a little bit risky to pick it up because you might not see the EyeGuy and accidentally trigger him, so yeah, be careful. You might find some items useful when dealing with the EyeGuy, and since I am new to the game, I don't know the exact uses for most of the items. Like the thing you see on the clip that creates the funny bubble. I thought maybe it would stop the EyeGuy if I trigger him, but it only kinda slowed him down a little bit. I was also wondering if I activated the ball near the EyeGuy, maybe it will make him stay on place while I am not looking. But again, it was only making it harder for him to move, but it didn't completely keep him in place. Moving on to the other items, I thought if the defibrillator produces light when used, it would make the EyeGuy trigger. But nope, Vitagates. Yeah, this thing does completely nothing. Here comes the real stuff. As you can see, it makes the EyeGuy fall, and if you repeat it a couple times, he'll run away. Just like when a flashlight points at it by itself. What is more interesting is that it even works when the EyeGuy is in the attacking state. But because it doesn't make him calmer, it only buys you a little more time to run away until you are out of range. Yeah, I don't know how to get the most amount of views and what are the criteria of a viral clip, but just in case I will put the views and comments I got while filming the EyeGuy. While making a video, I was messing around with these cutie patooties. Is this how you pronounce it? Anyway, they are so adorable, aren't they? Kinda like you. So apparently you can spawn a bunch of them at the same time, and I thought, why not spawn like 100 of them? Yeah, you know what happened next.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. You get your goddamn.
If you remember, in the beginning of the video, there was the image of the EyeGuy, and on the left side of it, you could see the behavior, question marks, and his range of attacks, question marks, and something like this. So why question marks? Because we are some sort of like explorers, and I wanted this video to be like some sort of an exploration of the entity, like we're some sort of scientists, and we are exploring it and filling up these holes together. So we have these informations right now, and we can fill it up finally. Enjoy it, and that's it for the video. Thank you that you are at this point already. I really appreciate it. This is my first video, and if you actually liked it, please let me know down in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and as this is my first video, please, if you have anything on your mind that could improve the quality of the videos, let me know, because if you liked it, it's great for both of us. We are growing together, and I'm striving to do even better quality videos. If you have anything on your mind, just let me know. And again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.